Hi there guys, how are we all doing? Hopefully we're all doing well during this quarantine period, keeping safe. Yeah, today's video I'm going to be showing you a budget way to bulletproof your rear end of your E46. So yeah, let's get to it. So yeah guys, hopefully we're all alright, everything's doing well. These are my new shafts and my new cups. These are 320D drive shafts. You got drivers and passengers obviously, and these, unlike the standard 318 ones, these ones are actually solid. So as you can see, these are hollow and they shear apparently quite easily, because that's the second one of those I've broken just by driving in a straight line at a normal speed. But yeah, like I say, these are the 320D ones, so these are 27mm out of diameter. They're actually solid and they are considerably heavier than the hollow 318 ones. And what it is these are medium case shafts, so they'll fit perfectly fine in my hub, but they won't fit on the diff because it's a different cup size, which I will now show you. As you can see, the cup sizes are actually completely different. The bolts won't line up. So I got these medium case cups as well. Yeah, you're probably thinking, how are you going to fit medium case shafts to a small case diff? Because currently I'm running a small case welded diff, which is a 3.38, I believe. It pulls very nicely. It gives the car a nice feel. The only downside I'd probably say is the motorway feel. It's at about 3,500 at 70 mile an hour, maybe a bit more, or maybe a bit less even. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, let's show you how to install it. So yeah, this is a normal small case open diff. Literally, you could spin one and hold the other and it won't move. So yeah, sucks. This is a 3.38. It's exactly the same as my welded diff, except of course this one's open. And yeah, all we're going to want to do is get a hammer and tap the cup out. There you go, a couple of taps. Cup comes right out. That's the small case cup. Just tip up so it's easier to see. And yeah, the medium and the small case cups, they are identical in height. The only real difference here is this collar. It's a slight bit longer on the medium case one, but it still sits in the rubber seal, so it will seal off any dust going into the diff, so it will stop that from happening, or dirt or whatever. So it will still seal. But when you put the medium case cups in, like that, then you'll hear a tone change, so it's bottomed out. And it literally sits out probably about a centimetre a side. So it'll sit out a centimetre this side, centimetre that side, but it's all still engaging, as you can see. All works fine, and this is just a worthwhile upgrade. It's like BMW's hidden secret, if it were. It makes it sort of more bulletproof than having the hollow shaft. Like that. There you go. yeah, this is what I'm going to be installing today. It's just a way for me to bulletproof my rear end and make it so it's more stout, so every time I drive to the shops for my essentials I don't split a shaft going round a roundabout or trying to park in a bay, which is the one upside to having a welded diff, because whenever you blow a shaft you're still able to drive, whereas if I still have my open diff in it, if I blew a shaft you'd lose all drive completely. So that's the one upside to if you blow a shaft with a welded diff. But yeah, I've got one more surprise in store to make it just that little bit more bulletproof, and that is what's in this box. These I haven't seen anyone manufacture anywhere. I've been looking for stuff like this for ages, and shout out to Mike Lake, he's an Australian YouTuber. He does all sorts of stuff. He's got a turbo E36 drift car that's pretty sick. These are drive shaft spacers. So yeah, with these washers, these are CNC'd aluminium, and they're really light and really quite nice. It's a pity to be putting something so shiny on something so rusty and dirty, but oh well. Yeah, basically these go between the shaft and the cups, and then the cup will be in the diff, obviously. That's part of the swap, and then that will go there, and all that will do is space the CVs closer together by that amount. I'm not entirely sure what that is. It's probably about 6mm. And yeah, it will just space them closer together to stop the shaft pulling out and blowing the CV, which is one of the most common ways of doing this. The shaft will pull out of the CV because the CVs have a bit of up and down play. So what it will do is the CVs, without the spacers, the car will squat under load, and it will pull the CV. It'll pull the shaft out of the CV joint, which is when the shaft's at its weakest point, because it will pull out the CV, and then you'll give it load, and it will 9 times out of 10 explode. So what these do is they just space the shaft a little bit. They space the CVs a bit closer, so when the vehicle squats, it will prevent any of that weak point. So yeah, when the car's under load and it squats, where the CVs are spaced closer together, it will prevent that weak point from the shaft coming out of the CV. So yeah, that's always a good buy. And I mean, they're not particularly thick. It only needs that little bit of spacing to make it that little bit more bulletproof. Obviously, now that you've spaced it out, you can't use the standard hardware because it won't bolt up. So with these guys, what they do is they give you all new hardware, and what you get is these serrated locking washers. Hopefully you can see that. They give you serrated locking washers as well as long. What bolts are these? These are 12.9, so they are very strong bolts, much stronger than the standard ones, because I've sheared quite a few standard ones before. So you get all new hardware and the washers as well. If you are on a seriously tight budget, I mean, you don't need to buy these spacers. These are pretty inexpensive. I think they're only £47, which is pretty inexpensive for 2 spacers as well as all new hardware. That's pretty inexpensive. I know someone that's got a 1J swapped E46 that's got these 320D shafts in, the medium case cups in a small case 3.38 welded diff, and that thing makes like 500 horsepower and it holds up more than enough. I don't think he's ever broken one since he swapped them in. So yeah, that's a stout way to go. I'd highly recommend putting these shafts in just for the reliability factor, because the hollow ones, like I say, well, I mean, you could go all out and spend 4, £400 on a 330 rear end, but you'd need to completely swap a lot of stuff just to put the 330 shafts in, and it's not worth the hassle. Like, I mean, the 330 shafts are a lot bigger, but they are also hollow, and they're known to explode as well. And then you could go the even more expensive route and put an M3 rear end in, but you're looking upwards of £1,000. So for sub £100, this is a good route to go, especially if you've got a drift car, drag car, whatever. Plus these shafts are pretty inexpensive as well. So yeah, they're solid, but I found one for 15 quid and the other one for 20 quid. So you can't go wrong. Yeah, so today guys, I'm going to show you how to install these drive shafts, the cups and the spaces. Yeah, let's get to it.
Later.
Right, now that we're out here and all set up, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your wheel off. I'm doing a side at a time. I haven't got the whole rear end of the car in there just because of where I live and how the parking is, but yeah, so I'll quickly whip this tyre off and I'll show you the rest. Let's see if this works. Right, so yeah, now that you've got the wheel off, tuck that out of the way. What you're going to want to do is get a 30mm 12-point socket. This is just your normal Halfords advanced half-inch stuff. Fits perfectly on there, and you're going to want to wind that nut off. Some of the times you're going to want to tap these tabs out, but a lot of the time I don't even do that. I just undo it and it comes off anyway. And then once you've done that, we'll go under the car. So yeah, now that we're under the car, what you're going to want to do is, this is your drive shaft obviously, and here, as you can see, you've got the 6 external 12 or E12 Torx bits. What you're going to want to do is undo all 6 of them. And what you'll also want to do is, for me, I have got a 13mm bolt up there holding the anti-roll bar in on both sides, and 14mm nut and bolt holding it to the link. So what you're going to want to do is undo your anti-roll bar, drop that, get that out of the way, and then that will just make ease of getting this out and the new one in that much easier. So yeah, let's get it. As you can see now, the drive shaft's completely loose from the hub. All you want to do now is, like I say, undo the links for the anti-roll bar and the nut and bolt up here. I do have a longer bolt on this, as you can see, just so I can grab it as it is polybushed. Now there's the old drive shaft cups for the small case diff, and you're just going to want to tap them out of a hammer and screwdriver, and then place in the medium case ones, and then you're ready to put the 320D shafts in. So yeah, let's do it. you go, that's the medium case cups in. Right, now that we're putting the 320D shaft in, this might seem a little bit crude, but I do like to lube up the shaft before you put it in the hub. This is just multi-purpose moly grease. It worked perfectly fine for the last ones I had in it. Light one over the splines and the contact surface to the hub just to stop it rust welding itself to it. And yeah, it's ready to slap in the car. Right, and now comes this beautiful piece. This is where this comes in. So you've got the cups there, shaft's just here. What we're going to want to do, it'll only go on and it won't rotate. And then what you want to do, put your shaft in place. There you go. Simple as that. Then I've got all new hardware as well as locking washers to go with this. So yeah, let's smash this out. It's just a force of habit really, but I always Loctite the drive shaft bolts. I know that 6shopUK have done a lot of research into these spacers and the bolts that they use and the washers, but one of my friends, they took their car to a garage and they replaced the, I believe it was passenger's drive shaft on an E46 Touring, and they done that another 3 times within the space of probably a month, because every time the bolts kept backing out and they'd either shear the shaft or the bolts, rendering the car useless. And then I changed it and used a bit of Loctite, and the car's still going to this day. He sold it on and it's still going strong as anything. So yeah, I always just Loctite it just for my own peace of mind. It's not anything against 6shopUK and what they've created here. It's just what I like to do. But yeah, now that these are all in, I'm just going to torque them all down and then this side's done. Right, they're all torqued. The torque spec should be on the screen. But yeah, let's get to the main drive shaft nut. Yeah, all I'm doing here is cleaning off the threads, getting rid of any grease that got on it and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, once that's all nice and clean, get your drive shaft nut. These are still the original ones, but they'll be more than fine. I've done this, God knows how many times, and these have never failed me. So again, that's a 12 side 30mm, 1/2 inch socket, or 3/4 inch if you really want to be that brutal. Yeah. Then you're just going to want to torque these down. I'm going to torque mine down to FT, which is tight.
"12 seconds later."
Yeah, you're just going to want to notch the 2 tabs in on either side. Pop the wheel back on. And then you're going to want to just throw the car on the ground. And then yeah, now you're just going to want to copy the process for the other side. So yeah, I'll do that now. Right guys, how you all doing? You joined me in quarantine at home. Yeah, with this whole COVID-19 issue that's going around, it's sort of put everything on hold, not just for me but for everyone else in the world. Yeah, I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded anything, but I just wanted to give a quick update as to why that's been the case. My turbo build is basically, it's all ready to be put back together. I just need the parts to be able to do that, like head bolts and stuff like that. But with everything that's going on, and with me being furloughed, that's kind of the last thing I'm worried about. Also, me and my wife just recently had our daughter, so that's a bit of a blessing during this time of everything that's going on. So we've got something to look forward to, really, which is great. She's amazing. Yeah, it's a little bit stressful for me and my wife. There's as many people out there that have recently had a baby will know. You're stuck at home. You're not able to see your family. Your parents can't even meet their grandchild. It's a bit stressful. It's not ideal, but it is what it is, and we make the best of a bad situation, really, and we have her to make everything happy, and yeah, just makes our day. But yeah, that's one of the reasons there hasn't really been any content, because it's sort of been the last thing on my mind with my daughter being here, and that I've just wanted to spend as much time with her as I can while I'm off, as I am still currently furloughed, but due to go back in recent weeks. I'm not too sure when. There isn't a solid date yet, but yeah, in regards to my Driveshaft video that you would have just watched, the car holds perfectly fine. The drive shafts are A1. I cannot fault it whatsoever. They may be old, rusty, dirty parts, but they are solid, and they work and they do the job. And for sub £100, I mean, you cannot go wrong with that sort of upgrade. It's virtually bulletproof, really, when you think about it, and it's very inexpensive compared to, say, like an M3 rear end or something, and that's just stupid money. So yeah, I'm happy about that, and I'm happy I can get this content out there for you guys, because it was quite a vague subject online in regard to that, because every time I searched it there wasn't anything solid, and like any solid information, I mean, and it was just bits and bobs and stuff like that. So this is a solid video with solid evidence that it works, and hopefully it can help a few people out. So yeah, I'm just happy to help you guys. I've been spending the odd day cleaning like various engine parts. There was a cleaning method I found, and it actually worked really well, so I've done that with all the internals and stuff like that. I've been cleaning the valves, ready to give them a lap, and to the head, get them ready to go. But in regards to the build, that's going to be a couple months down the line yet before I have the money to buy anything to put it back together. But in the meantime, I hope I can put out some reasonable content for you guys regarding like any modifications I do to the E46, or any of my friends' projects that they've got going on at the moment. Like I've recently, like a couple of days ago, I met up with one of my friends. I went to his house at a social distancing standpoint, and got to see his project car that he's doing at the moment. It's a turbo swap engine into a standard non-turboed car, which is all good. So hopefully I can get some content on that soon. Yeah, I've got some bits that I have planned. Like, I've got a spoiler and a spare boot lid that I'm gonna fit the spoiler to the boot lid, and then fill it out so it looks like it's part of the boot. So it's almost like CSL style, which I really like, but it's with a bit of a difference. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, like I say, I'm sorry I haven't uploaded for a little while. It's been a bit hectic with everything recently, but I do hope I can put some decent content out there for you guys, and I do hope that you're enjoying it. But yeah, in regards to my build and that, it's sort of ready to go, but it's not going to be going anytime soon. But yeah, like I say, if this video has helped you out at all, please let me know. Other than the Driveshaft video, the only thing I've really done is I've changed my intake boots, because I found quite a significant hole in one of them. Because every time I went out for a drive, after a little while, it would throw a code saying that the engine's either lean or rich, that it's taking in too much air. So I had a rummage around and found a tiny hole in the intake pipe. I'll put a picture up. But yeah, I figured I just renewed them, made sure it's nice and fresh, so that's not an issue anymore. I shouldn't have any vacuum leaks or anything like that. Yeah, only other little thing I've done is I changed my indicators. So I've changed them from the clear white ones that I had, that had like a little bluey tingy film over. I've changed them to some nicer black indicators, so they gives it a nice sleek look. It makes it look a bit more aggressive. But yeah, other than that and the drive shafts, I haven't really done a lot else to the car. I've just been mostly spending my time with my wife and my daughter. Bit of Xbox. But who wouldn't? I'm off work, aren't I? But yeah. Hopefully I can have some decent content for you in the future. And yeah, I do hope this video was helpful. So yeah, please like, subscribe, even click the bell icon if you like to see when I next upload. If there's anything you'd like to see me do to my car, or any information you'd like regarding your car or regarding this upgrade that I just done that I didn't express or explain in my video, please do ask. Follow me on Instagram. I'll put it on the screen. It's DW_garage, but the E at the end is a 3. I hope to have some good content for you guys in the future. See you in the next video. Bye bye.